Welcome to channel Physics Made Easy. As we are discussing the topic system of particles and rotational motion. Today we will learn dynamics of rotational motion about a fixed axis. You know what is the meaning of dynamics and kinematics? These are the two words related with mechanics. In kinematics, the branch of mechanics, we are concerned with the motion of objects without reference to the forces which causes the motion, and in dynamics the motion of the objects with reference to the forces under the effect of forces. So what is the dynamics behind the relations in linear motion and their analogy in rotational motion? Today we will see force in linear motion, mass into acceleration. What in rotational motion? In place of force we have read torque, and we have read earlier torque is R cross F. What is another relation for torque? As F equal to ma, what torque equal to? Torque equal to R cross F, we have read moment of force. That is, we have read torque in terms of force. What in terms of moment of inertia and angular acceleration, how it has been developed. Now rotation about fixed axis. So axis will remain fixed, not only with the correspondences that linear displacement, angular displacement, force, torque. We have to discuss that what are the dynamical considerations. Look, since the axis is fixed, then we have to consider those components of torque which are parallel to axis, because torque parallel to axis means the body will rotate about the axis which will remain fixed. How? Let's see. We have seen in previous videos that before that I am writing what I am going to teach: dynamics of rotational motion about fixed axis. Okay, suppose these are the x, y and z axis. Okay, we take a particle on the rigid body. What do you mean by rigid body? That the particles of the body cannot be displaced from their position. Their position is fixed. Suppose this is a particle. It is of the particle situated on the rigid body. Okay. From the center, suppose this point, suppose we take O, origin here, and the particle along with the rigid body rotates in this way. We can say that every particle situated at the rigid body, we have seen perform the circular motion. The center of the circle is here at C. This is suppose this is X, this is Y, this is Z. Then XY is the plane of the body and Z is the perpendicular axis, perpendicular to the plane of the body, perpendicular to the XY plane. Both X and Y are perpendicular but in the same plane. Okay. The position, suppose this particle at P is of mass M. The position of the vector of the particle is obtained by joining O to P, and we represent with the R. This position vector can be written by taking into the account this OP can be written position vector equal to OC plus CP. Okay, this is OC, this is CP, and we know this CP is R perpendicular, we can say, because radius is perpendicular to the tangent. Suppose here at the particle from the position P, if we see that this is the mass of the particle and a force is applied like this. Okay, how I am showing this force? This force is applied in the plane perpendicular to the z-axis. What happens? This tangential force, I can show it like this one. If the force is applied in this way, okay, look, perpendicular to the radius. Tangential means perpendicular to the radius. What happens? That acceleration will be in this direction and in the plane of xy. If we consider OP is OC plus CP, look, we have read torque is what? R cross F. If we consider this R position vector, then we can write here this R is OC plus CP cross F. What can we write? OC cross F plus CP cross F. What is OC cross F? This is the torque. This is OC and this one, and F is this one. Look, if you see this OC and this F, there will be the torque, and this torque will be from OC to F. Will be perpendicular to the axis or not? Look, OC is along the z axis and F is here, look, perpendicular to it, tangential. So OC and F, they are perpendicular. How can you see this? Look, this is OC and OC is, this is the circle, and at the circle this is the tangent. So if you see that this is the position of axis here, then this is the torque. How will you find the torque? Right hand thumb rule. Then this OC towards F, R cross F. So this will be the perpendicular. This OC cross F, you can say the torque perpendicular to the axis. And what about CPF? This CP and F, you know, CP is, I have written R perpendicular, then R cross F, you know, R cross F. Look, this is R, this is F, this is R and this is F. Then R cross F will be along the Z axis. That is tau parallel. If we see, then what are the dynamical considerations? We are studying the fixed axis, motion about fixed axis, rotational motion about fixed axis. Axis will remain fixed if we will not consider this. So for simplification, that we are going to study the dynamics of rotational motion about fixed axis. What are the considerations? That the components of torque which are perpendicular to the axis will turn the axis, so they are not considered. So to maintain the axis at its fixed position, we will not concern this. We are concerned with only this relation, that is CP cross F. Normally we derive, we say in linear motion V and angular motion omega, how are they related? V equal to R cross omega, and simply we write R perpendicular omega. Why? Because of this consideration. Simply there are two conditions, or in dynamics of rotational motion we need to consider only, number one, those forces which lie in the plane perpendicular to the rotational axis. Look, we have considered the force. This force is in the plane. This is the circle and tangential to the circus. Z axis is this. This force is at P, tangential to the circus. because this force will constitute the torque which will be along the axis. So axis will remain fixed. Second thing, we need to consider only those component of position vectors which are perpendicular to the axis. Look here, position vector is OP. It has OC and CP two components. We need not to consider OC due to same reason, because torque perpendicular will turn the axis, which we are not concerned with. So these are the two dynamic conditions, simple under these considerations we will now see. Let's see what is the relation of torque parallel to that relation of force equal to mass into linear acceleration in linear motion. Suppose this is an rigid body is pivoted here at this point P. From this point at the distance r1, a mass is situated at which if a force is applied so that the tangential acceleration is produced. Suppose this is the force in the direction of force, this is tangential acceleration. You know, tangential acceleration and this r1, they are perpendicular. Then what can you write? We have read torque. Torque is what? If you consider torque 1 due to this force, R1 cross F. We have read this. These are the vectors. What can you write here? This R1 into F. In place of F, the sine 90 will be 1. R1 F sine theta. Theta is 90. Sine 90 will be 1. Then what will you write here? This M A. A tangential, we have read that tangential acceleration is given by R alpha. Okay, rotational analog is alpha for the linear acceleration. But here, what can you write here? This R1 M, this R1 alpha. So you can write for the particle of mass M, if you write this M R1 square alpha. If the first particle here, this mass M1 you write, then you write here this M1 everywhere. For the second particle, if you take the particle at the distance R2 and the object is pivoted at P and it is rotating about this P point, then the force applied here, if this is F, it produces acceleration. In the same way, what can you write for torque 2? This will be M2 R2 square alpha. Why not alpha 1, alpha 2? Because in the rotational motion, we have seen that angular displacement, angular velocity, angular acceleration will remain constant for the rotating object unless an external torque on the whole object is applied. We are calculating the torques on M1 when the force applied is F here at this point. This is the mass. M2, then force applied. So what will be the net torque? If we consider the net torque as torque 1 plus torque 2, then what will you get here? This M1 R1 square alpha plus M2 R2 square alpha, you take alpha common, then what will you get? This MI RI square alpha. What is this quantity? We have read earlier, moment of inertia. So this is the relation, simple, for torque and moment of inertia and angular acceleration. This is rotational analog of the relation. Which relation? F equal to ma in linear motion. So this is the rotation, the torque on the object rotating about the fixed axis. Look. Now, what is the work done in rotational motion about fixed axis? You know, the object which is supposed to be rotating about the fixed axis. Suppose object is pivoted here. If the object is fixed at this, about this axis, look, the axis I am showing here, this is the axis about which the object is rotating. Then what happens? The object from P to P dash, it rotates, and for the very small rotation, for very small linear displacement, we can assume that this small linear displacement is a straight one. This is angle d theta. This is r1. What happens here, that from the point P to P dash, if you find this displacement is ds, we can write this ds as r1 d theta, angular and linear displacement relation. What happens, that from P to P dash, if how this object is rotating, making very small displacement, if we consider a force applied on the object is F. Look here, this is the axis of rotation, then force is in the plane of the object. This displacement is we say that PP dash is a straight one, then little displacement ds is here, and the angle between them is suppose alpha. We can write this work done, very small amount of work done, work done is force into displacement, F dot ds, then we can write here this is F dot ds. What is F here? Look, F dot ds can be written as F into ds into cos angle between them, we have taken alpha. If you see, we can write this relation as F cos alpha into ds. What is this F cos alpha? If this is alpha, then in the direction of ds, this is the PP dash, we have taken ds, then look here, this F cos alpha is the component of force in the direction of ds, then F cos alpha ds is the work done due to here from P to P dash, small amount of work done. If you write here this F cos alpha ds as from R, then what is R1 here, from R1 to ds. What is that? Perpendicular. That means this F cos alpha is F perpendicular for, you can treat this as F perpendicular for R1. Can you treat or not? This is F cos alpha, and this is R1. So from R1 to F cos alpha is perpendicular. What is the formula for torque? Torque is R cross F. What can you write here? This F cos alpha perpendicular to R1, and what is the value of ds? R1 d theta. What I am going to do here, look, this dw can be written as this F perpendicular, F cos alpha, and what in place of ds? R1 d theta. So we have read R cross F as tau, then you can write here this relation as this tau 1. If you write here, this one is as tau 1 suffix 1 d theta, as we can write here R1 cross F1 as tau 1. So this amount of work done is, we can write here, this amount of work done is for very little amount of work done for torque 1 into d theta. If you write for the total expression, then what can you write? Net work done dw, integration dw equal to integration tau d theta. So net work done can be calculated. How this expression you can write in case of linear motion? In case of linear motion, we study that F dot d. What is power in rotational motion? You know, power is dw by dt, rate of change of work done. What is work done in rotational motion? We have seen work done is given by integration tau d theta. Then what will be here? You can write torque integration this d theta by dt, and what is this? This is omega for the instantaneous power. This power is instantaneous. What is work energy theorem? We have read that work done by all forces is equal to change in kinetic energy. In linear motion, we can also find the same expression in rotational motion. How? Let's see. You know, work done is this relation torque d theta. What is torque? You can write torque as I alpha, then you write I alpha d theta. What can you write this alpha? Look here, this expression, this is I. This alpha is d omega by dt. You can write this d omega by dt into d theta. You rearrange, then what can you write here? This integration I, look in the steps. This d theta by dt into this d omega. This expression can be written as this d theta upon dt, that is rate of change of angular displacement. What is this? Angular velocity. So you can write here, this implies that this is I omega d omega. So what is this expression? If you apply the limits from initial to final angular velocity, then I is constant, moment of inertia. What is left here? This directly you can write omega d omega, integration is omega square by 2. Then you apply the limits from omega naught to omega. What will you get? This I by 2. Here this is omega square minus omega naught square. What is this? Change of rotational kinetic energy final minus initial. What is this? Change of kinetic energy. So work done is equal to change of kinetic energy. In this way, we have read analogies today. What are the terms analogous to power in rotational motion? We have read here this in linear motion, power equal to force into velocity. Analogous to that, what we have derived for power here. Similarly, work energy theorem, work done by all forces equal to change in kinetic energy in linear motion. What about here? These are the kinetic energy in rotational motion. Now we will see numericals. See the first numerical. A rope of negligible mass is wound round a hollow cylinder of mass 3 kg and radius 40 cm. Suppose this is the hollow cylinder. Okay, its radius is 40 cm and mass m. Rope is wound round it. So suppose the rope is like this. Okay. Find the angular acceleration of the cylinder if the rope is pulled with the force of 30 Newton. What is here? This F is 30 Newton. What happens when rope is pulled? Then the rope opens, the cylinder rotates at its own axis and it comes down. What is the linear acceleration of the rope? Assume there is no slipping. Look here, no slipping means that rope is at every point on the cylinder is supposed to be stick with the cylinder. Whenever it comes down, then there is no slipping. That means whatever the force with which the rope is pulled, it produces acceleration, then angular acceleration is produced in the cylinder because cylinder rotates. There is angular acceleration, rotational motion in the cylinder, and rope is pulled down, simple linear motion. Look here, since the cylinder rotates and the rope is wound. Rope is pulled down, then what happens? Torque is I alpha, we have read. What is I of the hollow cylinder about its own axis? Mr square. We have also read what is torque produced by the rope when it is pulled by the force F? R cross F. Use these relations R cross F equal to I alpha. Then what will be alpha? R cross F upon I. Put the values here. R, this is 40 centimeters, so 0.4 meter. Look here, 0.4 into this F 30 Newton upon mr square. This m is 3 kg, cylinder's weight, yes, 3 kg, and r square is 0.4 into 0.4. This is this value. What is here? Look, 3 10 30. This 0.4 and 0.4 is cancelled. Look here, this 0.4 upon 100 by 4. So this 0.4, 10 by 0.4 will give you 25 radian per second square. What is linear acceleration? You know linear acceleration, how it is related with angular acceleration by r alpha. What is r? 0.4, then 0.4 into 25. What will be there? 10 meter per second square. So in this way you will solve this numerical. Second, to maintain a rotor at a uniform angular speed of 200 radian per second. What is this? Omega. This is 200 radian per second. Okay. An engine needs a torque of 180 Newton meter. This torque is given 180 Newton meter. Okay. What is the power required by the engine to rotate the rotor? Look, what is the usefulness of this study of torque, power, and this angular acceleration? Look here, we use these relations in engines and other automobile engines also to make jerk free and a smooth ride. What is the relation for power? We have seen here rate of work done. What is for? This torque into omega. Simple. This is 180 into 200. What is that? 180 into 200 means 36,000. So you can write 36 kW. Here in joule per second you write what? What will you write here? Newton meter, and what is work in joule? Then this is the power. Today we have seen what is dynamics of rotational motion about fixed axis, which components of torque we should consider to make the axis fixed. Also, what is the usefulness of studying power, torque, how to calculate power of engine to rotate the rotor. I hope you must have enjoyed it. Thank you.